Hello, everybody. Welcome to part 2. I had to restart the first part, technical difficulties. So if you're just joining us, we are doing Pearl of the Sea. It is a jellyfish and a lovely pearl. And all we did so far was the background, which was blue, white, and yellow. Shoop, 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 shoop. And we put in our shape. So this is a little bean. And this is a triangle with rounded edges and a swoop around for the top. Okay, now that we have those in place, we're going to turn around and smush some colors in. So I'm going to use Big Boy. I'm going to use some white paint. And we're going to smush, 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 smush. Right on the corner. Right on the corner. So, all we're going to do is put in our trails for our jellyfish. Just smush in some white paint wherever you want your color trails to be. And you don't have to make them perfectly straight lines. You can smush back and forth, right? They don't have to be perfectly straight lines. They can be swooping and sweeping and all of those things. Hello, everybody. I started over because I wasn't getting any comments at all, and I wasn't sure if the broadcast was still working. So here we are. Hello. I see you guys. I didn't get any comments, but I see you guys. So that's better than the last one. That's for sure. Okay, now that we have those in place, I have 5 on the original one. You can have as many as you want. I have 5. This is 4. I'm okay with that. I'm going to take my white paint. I'm going to follow that curve, and I'm going to paint this in. Follow that curve, right? Practice that shape for yourself. And I'm going to wipe off my brush. And I'm going to paint in the shell. Sorry, guys, I'm not getting any comments. I love you all very much. I don't know what's going on with the Facebooks, but thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you guys can still see what I'm doing. Just taking white paint and filling in my shape. That's all I'm doing. And I'm following how I want my shape to be. So this way I'm already training my eye and my hand, how my other colors are going to go. Okay, once we have that in place, we're going to go in and we're going to let that dry a minute. So I'm going to grab Mr. Nifty. And we are going to put in our bubble circles. So that is very simply just white paint. Okay, you're going to make yourself a circle. Parentheses, parentheses, if you need it to be so. And you just add little lines and dashes to make it look like a bubble. That's all you need to do. And you could put as many of these in or as little as these in as you want. I'm going to do parentheses that way. parentheses this way. Put in my marks there. And some up top there. And you make yourself some bubbles. Tiny bubbles. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Sorry for the technical difficulties, guys. I hope that we're getting video still at least. Thanks for hanging out. Alright, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab Mini-Me, and you're going to just start putting in dots of colors. And you want to start with your lighter colors first, and then work your way to your darker colors. So I'm going to grab white, and I'm going to grab yellow, and I'm just going to start putting in dots. White and yellow. Right? Let them bounce, let them jump, let them do whatever they want to do. You could put in more than what you actually want because the yellow will get covered up very easily. Okay, and you're going to put these. Now, do you have to do all the colors like I did? Absolutely not. If you want to just have pink, you can have just pink. If you want purple, you can have pink and purple. You can have pink, purple, and blue. You can have yellow, red, and orange. You can have whatever your little heart desires. They're your jellyfish. So do your colors any way you want them to be. So, hello everybody. Sorry, I'm not getting any comments tonight, but I see you guys in here. So thank you very much for hanging out. Right, I'm going to grab some more white paint. And I'm going to go into my yellow, and we're going to grab white, yellow, and a tiny bit of red. Just all on the brush at once. And we're going to smush those dots in. Now, am I going to do every single one of these? Absolutely not. Do you get the gist on how to do it? Absolutely you do. Okay, so you're just putting dots, and you're letting them bounce, and you're letting them have fun, and you just put them all throughout where your tentacles are. And then you just work further and further into putting more and more colors. Okay, so now I have the yellow, I have the orange. You start with your lighter colors and you work your way to your darker colors. So now I'm going to grab the red. Okay, and if you wind up with a mushy spot, like a whole bunch of dots in one area, just put a darker dot right in the middle of it. That's all you need to do. Now, if you want these more pastel, you just add white to all your colors. Okay, you just add white to all your colors. It is completely up to you. Now, I would let this dry if it starts to get mushy on you. And then you can go back and add the other colors right on top. So that being said, having the red and the white on my brush, I'm going to zigzag zoom my jellyfish. Right? Follow that curve. Everything is follow that curve. Follow that curve. Follow that curve. Okay, can you do the first layer with Big Boy? Yeah, you could do the first layer with Big Boy if you want to. But I just like getting the brush strokes in there and the textures and the direction that everything's going in. So that's why I'm doing it with Mini-Me. But can you fill this in with Big Boy for the first layers? Absolutely. So this is a great painting for you beginners, and it's really a lot of fun. You could do this with the kiddos. Nice, very summery painting for you guys to be able to do. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay, now I'm going to wipe off my brush. And I'm going to grab some white and some blue and fill in my shell. Again, can you do this with Big Boy? Absolutely. But I just like having some fun, and I'm zigzag zooming, and I'm practicing with following my shapes. Right? Some of this is still wet. That's why the other colors are coming through. So make sure yours is nice and dry before you go to the next step. Okay, and I'm going to bring this to my edge. All the way to the edge. Okay, do the bottom. White and blue. That's all I'm grabbing. White and blue. So, when you do this, your jellyfish tentacles are going to be done. So now you could cut in the shape of your shell over the top and make it a nice, clean, crisp line. Okay? So that's why you do your tentacle dots first, and then we color in our shell. I hope you guys all had a great couple of weeks. If you guys want to see any certain paintings for the summer, let me know. DM me some images or some inspirations or anything you might like to see. Because I will be creating the one for 2 weeks from now. So you guys can, you know, see if there's something you want to do, let me know. 6,000%. Now I'm going to grab Just Blue. And I'm going to put the Just Blue right in the middle here. Right, I'm making it darker in the center, and I'm just zigzag zooming out. Okay, have that meet there. And then I'm going to do the top. Just blue. Make that darker. Like I said, my paint underneath is still wet. That's why some of the other colors are bleeding through. Alright, so just make sure your paint is completely dry before you do this. There we go. There we go. I hope you all, thank you so much, guys, for hanging out with me, even though there's no commenting. I don't know why there's no commenting. I have no idea. So, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I hope the video's working. Okay, now, you can go, say your dots are dry, you can go in with your other colors. I'm going to go in with white and blue. Here, there, not everywhere. You can put in those colors. Okay, and you're just going to fill this in with all your colors and make it very pretty. It's just doing dots. And then I'm going to come in with Just Blue and put in some darker ones. Here, there, not everywhere. And like I said, you can use any colors you want for this. Any colors you want, and you fill them all in. It's a very easy technique, and it looks very pretty once it's done. Very pretty. So, we're just going to shade our jellyfish. I'm going to grab just red. I'm going to come on the bottom here. Zigzag zoom some just red. Okay, and then when I get to where it's the curve right here, I'm going to grab some white. And add some white to where the curve is. Wipe my brush off. Grab some even more white for the top. Okay, and you just zigzag zoom in between the two. That's all you do. That's all you do. And you get a nice shaded jellyfish. And Nifty, the last thing you do for your jellyfish is I grab Nifty and I grab just white paint. I held it like a pencil and I just came in here and just did some squiggly doos because we get technical around here. So once your dots and stuff are all dry, you can add these squiggly doos in here. I added extra little tiny dots in the tentacle parts. I don't know if these are called tentacles or not, but that's what I'm calling them. I am not a marine biologist, so don't come after me. All right, I'm going to do a scribble, parentheses for our pearl. That way and that way. Fill it in. I don't know why none of my paint is drying, but that's okay. Make sure yours is completely dry before going and doing these next steps. Okay, guys? So, I'm also going to outline my shell. Nice, loose, thin paint, right? Don't try to outline with goopy gobby paint. It's not going to work. You're just going to get frustrated. That's all that's going to happen. So you don't want to do that. And then on the top shell, I just put a line out this way, a line out this way, and then I did little scallop bracket thingies. You can do them curved, you can do them as squares, you can do them any way you want to do them. These are the squares. Like that. Last step, guys, just go in, grab some red, grab some white. You're going to color in your pearl, which mine's going to come out purple because my blue is still wet. Once you color in your pearl, you're going to want to turn around and grab some white paint, put some white on this side, zigzag zoom it in, and then put more red on this side, zigzag zoom it in. So you have some highlight and shadow on your pearl. So that is how you guys do it. I don't know why I'm not getting comments tonight. I have no idea. I tried to do the part 2. That didn't seem to be working. I hope the video feed worked this whole time so you guys get to do this painting. That's 6,000% sure. If you're watching me on the replay, hopefully YouTube is doing fine with everything. You guys all warm my heart. I want you to have a lot of fun with this one. It's very, 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 very beginner friendly. And I hope you have an amazing Friday. Sorry I didn't get to talk to you all. And I'm going to see you in a couple weeks. And if there's anything you'd like to see for summertime paintings, shoot me a DM. All right? Thank you guys so much. Thank you for hanging out, even though there's technical stuff. Mwah. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.